What's good, folks? It's Nightmare Frame here with a new Warframe video. It's not a build or guide video, so technically not my usual type, but it's something to do with the current state of Warframe. Oof. Okay. I know where this is going. This is not a rant video. It's not anything like that. So feel free to interpret this however you want. I'm just gonna go over the state of where the game is and how it should be going, and how I feel what the devs are doing and not doing at the same time. Now, before I start, I would just like to ask a question to the people who are watching this video. And for those who are playing the game Warframe, what keeps you playing and what do you enjoy about the game? And for those who are not playing, why did you stop? And if you will come back, what will make you come back? And if you're not coming back, what's stopping you? So go ham in the comments and tell me your thoughts. This will be really good to know how people think of this game right now. You see, I've been playing this game for years, on and off, here and there, and then in 2017 I decided to make, random YouTube videos, and then here we are. I've pretty much collected and done everything in this game. Yes, even Conclave. Have I reached the max rank of Conclave? No, because I don't hate myself that much. But yes, I've done Conclave. I've done several level cap runs, meaning, reaching high level enemies. Does it give you anything special? No, it's just a little showcase of like, oh, look at what this frame can do or what this weapon can do. That doesn't change the fact the enemies are still the same. Dumb, stupid AI. And I've done several 6x3s. If you don't know what that means, that's just 18 Eidolons in one night. Yes, there are 6x3s plus 1, but that's, a little bit too extra. If you can do 6x3s consistently, you're good to go, to be honest. Hunted with literally almost every weapon. Did several meme Warframe runs in Eidolon hunts. But that's just so copium, because there is no actual endgame in Warframe. This topic comes back so much, like, ooh, endgame Warframe build, endgame, no. And if you're gonna say, oh, fashion is endgame, no, it's not, unfortunately, no. That's just copium. Warframe is a linear grind. You start off with a Warframe and a few weapons, and your end goal is to get more Warframes and more weapons using Warframes and weapons. And each time you get a new Warframe and weapon, you apply mods to them. But you'll reach a point where you have the mods. All you're doing is just putting different iterations of those mods on different frames to make them viable for the same content you've been doing. Now, when I say the same content, I mean the mission types are still the same, regardless of what planet you go to. If there's a capture mission, you start off on Earth, it's literally the same thing throughout. Same thing with excavation, interception, defense. I know there's one difference in spy, and that's Lua's spy, but all the other spies are literally the same thing. You go in there, hack a vault, go through a hole, and come out. That sounded wrong, but you know exactly what I meant. I'm pretty sure you've seen a bunch of people talking about these topics, about, oh, we still have the same game modes, etc, etc. And with a new Zeramon update, they're saying that we're gonna get 2 new game modes. What if I tell you we don't need new game modes? We need a rework of the current game modes we have. It's nothing groundbreaking or anything, just change them up. You see how when we do a railjack mission, I know not everybody likes railjack missions, neither do I, but there's something unique about them. You go in there with your ship, you fight some enemies, you go into a ship, and you do different objectives to meet your end goal. I mean, if they can do that for railjack, they should do that for the base star chart, where most of the players are. Very few people do Eidolon hunts, very few people do railjacks. The people who need to do railjacks are basically killing their liches or trying to get corrupted holokeys. There's just like a handful of people who literally enjoy doing railjack for railjack. The reason because, again, it had a terrible launch, and there's not much flexibility in modding or anything special like that within railjack for you to keep playing railjack. And with all these new updates coming out, they're basically incentivizing us to play railjack. With new war, hey, you need a railjack. Liches, oh, now you need a railjack. Yeah, I get you want us to play railjack, but that's copium. I'm gonna go back to how reworking game modes. See, the thing is, right now Warframe has a structure. All they're doing is adding new stuff on top of each other without a solid foundation. Now, if you have a flimsy one, it's gonna collapse on each other. Hence why we have several bugs, and bunch of those bugs haven't been fixed in years. When I say years, good lord, years. And some of these bugs are exploitable to the point where you're breaking the game. Not to mention bad coding that allows you to do tons of damage. And I bet they don't even know how it works themselves. So I can give a bunch of ideas how to rework capture missions, exterminate, etc., but of course they're not gonna listen to some random dude talking on their internet. They need to do something themselves. We play this game because we love it, but then there's nothing in the game for us players who've been playing the game for a long time. I don't like to use the term veterans because you get people who've been playing the game but they don't know anything. We're just going back and forth doing the same thing that we've been doing since day one, but now with more powerful equipment with nowhere to use it. Yes, we've had that little survey where it shows, hey, do you want raids back? Can you handle it? That's the real question. Can you make it so that it's balanced? I really love what DE did with the Drifter and how it took away our power. So it made things semi-challenging, and it completely changed what Warframe is. Because Warframe has one thing that beats other games. It's its movement. Warframe has the most fluid movement in any video game. The bullet jumps, the aim glides, the void dashes. It's just so fluid and fast. This game is really fast, and if anything slows you down or slows down the grind, it annoys you because you're already in that mindset like everything has to be fast. That's why a lot of people don't like playing Ivara, because she's too slow. You understand? So if you're going to make raid content, it has to complement Warframe or change it like how you did in New War. Because if you just make some sort of mission like Law of Retribution, we're gonna breeze through that so easily, especially with the power we have now. Helmet abilities, the new arcanes. Everybody has access to all this power. If you bring back Law of Retribution, we're gonna cheese that. Even with the outdated focus schools that we have, they still have some use. What Warframe really needs right now, more than anything, is a rework of a lot of things. Warframes, gun balancing, mission balancing. Don't add new things. Like, you think you want new things. No. You need to rework the core game. And you get people saying, oh, just do Warframe 2. No. There are other games. For example, Borderlands 3. They ended up reworking batches of legendary weapons bit by bit over time, till the weapons felt fresh, new, and more inviting. The current meta of the game is speed and AoE, because most of the people just play Fisher missions or quick Steel Path missions or do arbitrations to farm for more gear so they can do all those things more efficiently. So if you don't have the speed, you don't have the AoE, you're losing out on a lot of damage and potential for the mission to be efficient. Yes, there are game modes where AoE isn't mandatory, but speed still is. Speed is a core fundamental requirement for pretty much every game mode in Warframe. Spy, you gotta be fast. Exterminate, fast. Survival, yes, you have to kill things fast or you lose it. Disruption, you gotta be fast. You gotta get to that Demolist real quick. Capture, you gotta be fast. Eidolon hunts, you gotta be fast. Everything in this game requires you to be fast. But yes, there are some game modes that will complement single target builds. For example, Disruption, Eidolon hunts. So yes, once they balance weapons, when I say balancing weapons, I mean they really need to balance weapons. Did you see how they really wanted us to use our guns, that they had to destroy other melees in the process? There were weapons that were struggling just to keep up with the best melees out there. Now they have to add on so much just to be semi-viable, which is quite sad. Red crits and all that stuff, that's not what makes Melee good. What made Melee great is here, 3 things. You didn't have to reload. AoE had better freaking mods. That's it. That's what made Melee super strong. And it scaled way better than just guns, because you can prime enemies, apply debuffs and status effects and swing. and they died. Stances added on to your damage because they would force proc certain status effects. Even if your weapon didn't have that much slash, right, your stance could actually proc slash. So you can bleed your enemies with ease without even having to put hunter munitions, internal bleeding. See, those are band-aid mods. That's what makes melees really strong. Guns, however, they suffer. They have ammo. Reload kills a lot of weapons because your kills per minute will slow down. You're shooting, reload, shooting, reload. And then here's a big one, a big nail, AoE. If you're doing survivals with guns, you better have an AoE weapon. Because the current state of the game is look at your feet, either have Prime Sure-Footed, Spellbind, or Warframes that can be immune to stagger or knockbacks. And just shoot at your feet. You don't have to look at the enemy, just shoot at your feet, because that AoE is going to take care of everything. I'm not saying nerf AoE weapons. No, make it so that our single target weapons feel impactful in other mission types besides disruption and Eidolon hunts. Now, if I go to Eidolon hunts, that's a big cesspool of bugs. Plains of Eidolon is just riddled with bugs. Arcwing bugs, hacking bugs, speed bugs. When you hack a lure, get shot while hacking, you will have a giant beam flashlight on your Warframe, blinding you, regardless of your settings. It's just way too bright, and it won't go away until you re-enter the mission. Dying, whatever, doesn't remove it. Going into your K drive doesn't remove it. Bugs that will silence you from using abilities if you go in and out of your Warframe too quick. Hacking a lure with a speed buff active will multiply your speed. When I say multiply your speed, meaning you will go supersonic 360 degrees regardless of your DPI. So these are some of the few bugs out there. So hopefully, if they actually decide to balance weapons, change, rework Warframes, game modes, keep things new for new players and their veteran players, maybe. Because right now, a lot of people are just crying, oh, give me new stuff, give me new stuff. That's not what you really want. Adding new stuff to this game is just gonna end up breaking some other code. There was a time arcanes wouldn't even trigger on your operator. That's the thing where I'm saying how the foundation still needs work. Because whenever they add new things, old things bug out. They tried to change the condition overload mods, the galvanized aptitude, galvanized savvy. They tried to change those to balance them. Hey, guess what? It broke other things in the game. They really need to work on their foundation of the game before adding new things. New particle effects? No, that makes the game ugly. Particles, bright lights? No. There are people who actually can't play the game even with all these settings turned off because it's just too much in their face. I didn't really want to make a video like this, you know, complaining. I hate it, but it's things I wanted to get off my chest. Looking at all the games that are coming out this month, this year, it just boggles my mind at like Warframe isn't getting their shit in order. I don't know what's happening there. Nobody knows what's happening. You know, DE side, some problems, money, we don't know. But hopefully y'all can figure out and make the game we love and play flourish into something that can grab people's attention. You speak about Warframe. Yo, you heard about Warframe? Oh, damn, yes. It's this game that does this and this. So yeah, for those who like the game as is, good for you. It's welcoming a lot of new players, but then is it going to keep those players? That's the real question. If you don't have something that keeps players, the game isn't going to work. DE used to listen to players back in the days, you know, to a certain extent, but then there was just so much negativity and bad, really bad information and suggestions coming to them. And I understand where they're coming from. Once you ask for suggestions and you get really stupid people or really toxic people, I'm toxic myself, but you know, really just the bad side, going all out on someone. Yes, they will shut out the community because they don't know who's who. I really love if they they got together with content creators who've been playing the game for a while, who have a certain understanding of the game. Ask them what they think. Not the same people over and over. Oh yeah, like for example, Tactical Potato, love the guy, or Flynn, or whoever that they're comfortable with, that they're brand friendly, right? Don't only go for them all the time, because they don't really speak for the rest of us. Have different perspective on everything, because everybody plays this game differently. Because right now, if you have a look at the creator program, most of them don't really stream or do Warframe content. They just stream one day here and there, and then they're done with it. And then there are others who make a living off Warframe. And where are those guys gonna be when the game just goes poof? You get what I'm saying? I'm not part of the creator program. So if they're just going to stick to people in the creator program who play the game just for, I don't know, laughs and giggles, haha, click buttons, yay. I'm trying to say, get the sweat lords, the nerds, you know, the people are coming in, you know, actually, this and this doesn't work, because, yeah, get those people as well, because they're gonna give you insight that the others are not. Get to talking. Anyway, yes, there's a lot of people who play the game, and you're not gonna listen to everybody, but you have the content creators. Listen to them. They can get their community in on it as well, because no matter what type of content the content creator does in Warframe, the people who watch them, they play the game differently as well, so they can come up with something to get their viewers' insight, bring it together with their own. So then you have a certain group of people with different views on things. And guess what? You may never know that a group of people from this side and the other side can have matching views. I mean, yes, you'll have others with opposing views, but you will get together and actually get something out there, hopefully helping this game for the long run. I'm just surprised I just sat here talking to myself randomly. For those who enjoyed watching this video, share it, see what your friends think, see what other people think. If DE watches this video, well, shoot, you know where to find me. You know where to find literally anyone else who does Warframe by just typing Warframe on YouTube or Twitch, whatever. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy whatever you're playing. If you're burnt out, take a break. Don't force yourself. Have a good one. And as always, peace.